The Arizona Cardinals drafted quarterback Kyler Murray #1 overall. And what that meant is that the Cardinals quarterback from last season, Josh Rosen, is now out of a job, right? He was out of a job. He was not going to be the Cardinals quarterback next year. And he got traded to Miami. Josh Rosen got traded away to Miami. So right now, I want you to put yourself into Josh Rosen's position. If you were Josh Rosen, how would you feel? These are the things that happened to Josh Rosen in the last year and a half. So last year in the NFL draft, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Josh Allen were all drafted ahead of him, which means that quarterback-needy teams did not take Josh Rosen. Quarterback-needy teams said, we don't want you. The Jets didn't want him. The Bills didn't want him. The Giants didn't want him. The Browns didn't want him. And the Denver Broncos had a chance to get him, and they didn't draft him. So then he ended up with the Arizona Cardinals, where he had one of the worst offensive lines in all of football. He had an offensive coordinator who was fired after week 7. And despite all of that, despite being put in a really bad situation with a bad offensive line, with bad offensive coaching, he still gave it his all every single week and did the very best he could. If you're Josh Rosen, you go, dude, I fought tooth and nail, did the best I could. And despite that bad situation, in the end, Josh Rosen had statistics that were comparable to Sam Darnold and Josh Allen, the Bills quarterback. We'll talk about stats in a minute. So Sam Darnold had a 57% completion percentage, 2,865 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's where Sam Darnold was. Sam Darnold is the best of the three. Next, you have Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen had a 55% completion percentage, 2,278 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. And then below him was Josh Allen, who had a 52% completion percentage, 2,074 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. My point is this. For some reason, the narrative has gone really, really far away saying Josh Rosen is some kind of bust of a quarterback. His numbers are basically identical. Or if not identical, they're very, very similar to Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. Yet for whatever reason, Sam Darnold and Josh Allen are considered successes, and Josh Rosen is being considered a failure. If I'm Josh Rosen right now, I go, look at my body of work. Look at the stats I put up. Look at what I was given to work with. I would be really, really frustrated. Not to mention, then his head coach got fired. Then Josh Rosen had Steve Wilks, the head coach of the Cardinals, got fired. And that was, I'm sure, weird at first, but then, so you have a bad offensive line, you had a bunch of teams passed on you, you had your offensive coordinator fired, then you had your head coach fired, but then like a shining light from the heavens comes down, and you find out, oh my goodness, my new head coach is going to be Cliff Kingsbury. If I'm Josh Rosen at that point, I go, yes, I'm so excited because Cliff Kingsbury is a great offensive mind, and he's really exactly what you need. If you're Josh Rosen, you go, yes, I'm so excited. I've never had this good of an offensive coach before. I cannot wait to work with him. And then he says, guess what? I'm Cliff Kingsbury. Josh, I don't want to work with you. I'm good. And that would hurt, man. Despite the fact you were the 10th overall pick. Despite the fact that your stats are fine. Despite the fact that you fought tooth and nail. They don't want you. I mean, that would be really, really brutal. So Josh Rosen was traded away to the Miami Dolphins. And for the record, I think the Cardinals did the right thing. I would have committed to Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray is a special talent. If he's available, you got to pick him. So I really, again, there can be a world that happens where the Cardinals did the right thing moving on from Josh Rosen, and we can still have empathy for Josh Rosen and think he's not a terrible quarterback. I don't think he is a terrible quarterback. In fact, I can imagine if I'm Josh Rosen right now, oh, dude, it would hurt. It'd be like, oh. It's like a breakup. I'd be pissed off. And yet that's not the message that Josh Rosen has put out to the media and put out to the world. Josh Rosen put a video on Instagram. It's really, really good. I recommend you watch it. Pause the podcast. Go find it. It's really a fantastic. Or look, watch it later. You don't need to watch it right now. But it's one of the most classy things I've ever seen an athlete do. I really, really... he's my age. I applaud him. That's really mature, I think, to do. He thanked Arizona. He wished Kyler Murray good luck next year, and then said he was excited for a next chapter of his life in Miami. I thought that was really, really cool. I love it. And also, here's some insider baseball on recording a message like that. Look, I talk for a living. It's what I do. Making a video like that is not easy. Making a video where you're delivering a genuine message takes a lot of effort. It's really hard to do that. And so many athletes, you see this all over the world. They read scripts on on Twitter or on Instagram, whatever. You see guys, athletes like reading a script, and it's very boring, and it's not interesting, and there's no inflection, and it goes on too long. I've seen Dak Prescott do it. I've seen all kinds of. In fact, I think a great example is Daniel Jones' family actually was reading him a letter. It's like people that don't read scripts often are bad at reading scripts. And Josh Rosen, I think, must have memorized this because he was flawless, and he delivered a really concise, heartfelt, genuine message. And I was really just in awe and very much, I wanted to applaud Josh Rosen for what he did. And that's not the only thing that Josh Rosen did this weekend. He also played in the Larry Fitzgerald softball charity game, which is really cool, just a classy move. To do that before leaving, I mean, how cool is that? And I just all around have loved the way that Josh Rosen handled this whole situation. Like it's like a breakup with a girl, and he took it like a champ, handled it in an entirely professional way. And I just gained personally a lot of respect for Josh Rosen. I really, really admire and respect how he's handled this entire situation. Now, I really believe the Dolphins are getting a very, very solid quarterback. In fact, I think he's going to eventually be their franchise quarterback. He's going to develop into a really great quarterback. I did an entire giant film breakdown of him. It's actually how my channel blew up. And he made a lot of rookie mistakes last year, but he was also, let's be honest, he was a rookie quarterback. It's okay. If you're a rookie quarterback, you're granted a couple rookie mistakes, and he was learning. And all of the mistakes that Josh Rosen made last year were very much fixable mistakes. Get him better coaching, get him better. Really, that's the point, is coaching. If you coach him up, he's going to be a better quarterback. So I really believe if you're a Dolphins fan, you should be thrilled right now. I mean, the fact that somehow, I think about this right now, the two best quarterbacks available in the 2019 NFL Draft, in my opinion, were Kyler Murray and Josh Rosen. I would rather have Josh Rosen than Dwayne Haskins or Drew Lock or Daniel Jones. I think Josh Rosen it's Kyler Murray, Josh Rosen, then everybody else. And the price that the Miami Dolphins got Josh Rosen for is unbelievable. They traded for Josh Rosen and gave up a second-round pick and a 2020 fifth-round pick. That's crazy. I mean, the Redskins had to give up a first-round pick to get Dwayne Haskins, and the Giants gave up the sixth pick to get Daniel Jones. I think two inferior quarterbacks to Josh Rosen. I know I'm saying that name a lot. I don't care. It's who I am. It's what I do. I just think that's a steal. If you're a Dolphins fan, you're elated. You're so happy right now. Oh, my gosh. We got a franchise quarterback for that? How does that happen? It doesn't happen. It's really unbelievable. And a lot of people are going to comment this. They're going to say, well, if Josh Rosen was so good, then why would the Cardinals trade him away? It's obvious. I mean, look, I think Kyler Murray is a very, very special quarterback. I mean, his tape is unbelievable. Kyler Murray's ability to go through reads and get to his fourth and fifth read, and then not to mention his ability to run, his mechanics. He's got the best arm, I think, in the draft. In my video breakdown of Kyler Murray, I said he was a generational talent. I meant it. I think he's really, really, truly a special quarterback. I stand by everything I said, and not to mention the fact that the Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury was trying to work with Kyler for years. He recruited him in high school, didn't work out, then tried to recruit him when he left Texas A&M, still didn't work out. Finally, Cliff Kingsbury says, I'm going to work with you. We're going to play together. It's going to be fantastic. I don't think the Cardinals trading away Josh Rosen necessarily means that he sucks, right? It's more a statement about how good Kyler Murray is. The fact that Kyler Murray was so good that the Cardinals parted ways with their 10th overall pick quarterback, Josh Rosen. That's what that means. So I really believe that the Dolphins got a very, very incredibly special quarterback, basically for free. And you'll never see. I mean, if Josh Rosen has any kind of great career, we should always remember that they traded the low price of a second-round pick to get him. I mean, it's unbelievable. That doesn't happen. That does not happen where you get a franchise quarterback for that low of a price. And I think that's what he's going to become for the Dolphins. If I'm a Dolphins fan, again, I am very, very excited. I just want to say thank you so very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports, and it is my favorite thing in the entire world. I love it. In fact, my dream is to someday do Strong Opinion Sports as my full-time job. If you believe in me, if you believe in that dream, please help me grow by telling your friends about the show. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter. Maybe you screenshot it, maybe you put it on Instagram. It does me a huge help if you can tell your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Another way you can help me if you want, no pressure, I have a PayPal, paypal.me/Zach Schaumler. I also have a Patreon account, patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. It does me a huge help if you want to. Really, if you have no money to give, no problem, please. The number one thing, if you want to help Strong Opinion Sports, the number one thing you can do is help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.